Welcome to MLM Recruiting Mastery System. We're going to talk about recommended tools in this module. So here's some really basic tools, very simple. Okay, you don't need that many. Number one is your contact app on your phone. So sounds very obvious, right? But are you using it? So I'll give you some tips. Number one is this is great for networking. Okay, make sure you put in how you met them in there. So if I meet someone at church, I put the name of my church in there. If I met someone through playing basketball, I'll put like basketball friend in the title. Why? Because this is easy to search. You know, you're going to build your network every day. Year or 2 years from now, remember follow-ups, reaching out to people? Sometimes, have you ever thought about, what's the name of that person I met? Where is it? I'm telling you, if you put a search, they'll pop up. This is also good if you ever forget someone's name. Like this has happened to me before. I go to church. I have a pretty big church. I see someone, and then now I don't know everyone in church, but I knew I met the guy. I forgot the name. I just type in on the search because it's on the title of the person, right, where he works. Immediately that will pop up, everyone who's in the church, and then I can scan through the names, and normally I can remember the name much quicker that way. Okay, normally I'll find a contact and remember the name. So this makes it easy to search. And also number three is super important. Not many people do this. Is to take 1 or 2 minutes to write notes and the date how you met them. Write in the notes and the date you met them and some details. For example, I met someone at December 20th, 2016, and her kids, I met her at church, and her daughter was 6, and her son was 4. And she's the engineer that works for Boeing. Okay, I put that down. You know why? Because just say I don't see the person again, and maybe a year from now, and then I can say, hey, how are your kids doing? I think they're about 7 and 5 years old now, right? How are they? Or that your younger kid is about to go to kindergarten now, it's 5. Think about the impression I make, right? It just goes back to, remember, follow-up. We're talking about Facebook friends. If you know something about people before you go in, it's it just makes it, you become a power networker. So really important. Second tool I use is Google Spreadsheet. Okay, I like to put all the people I've talked to on the spreadsheet. So spreadsheet, the reason I like it, it's sortable. I can sort them, right? When I talk to them, the follow-up date, I can sort them out. Now, I normally, to keep it simple, you can just put date, last talked to, that's another, you put the name, the date you last talked to them, and then notes. Okay, so anytime you talk to them about the details, you could put them in there. And then you can, I like color coding them. So they're black or gray, they're no good. If they're hot, maybe they're red. If they are lukewarm, they're orange. I color code them, and I can sort them out very easily. Okay, you can also sort a spreadsheet by the last time, the follow-up date, if you want to do that. And also, they're very shareable. So if you grow and you have a team, sometimes you have to tag team, right? There's people who I don't work closely with, but my downline may relate to them better, right? So I can share that contact immediately to someone. Okay, so that is, why would I share contact with them? Again, someone's not relatable to me. So for example, my upline did this to me all the time. My upline, I was from a sports background, so my upline couldn't relate to someone. If someone was in fitness and sports, he would send them to me, right? And then I will connect. Hey, how's it going? I know you talked to my business partner, Steve. This is Simon. I found out that I come from a very similar background from you, and instantly we will click. Because remember, people buy you, and they only buy you if they know you, like you, trust you. And if you have something like commonality, which we talked about in communication, right? In the communication module, invite module, commonality, that will immediately get someone to bond with you better. That's why we share leads. Same thing, location-wise. I have a lead in New Jersey, and my leader was in New Jersey. I would just fill them out. I would just share that. And then in the spreadsheet, you can share it. And then my leader will say, hey, how's it going? I know you talked to Simon in LA, but I'm actually local. I can help you out. I live in New Jersey as well. Okay, very, very helpful. Another tool I use is Google Calendar. Okay, Google Calendar is awesome. I just put it in my calendar, and it sends me notifications, so I'll never forget. So Google Calendar is easy, simple tool. It's free. Definitely use it. And if you on an iPhone, I'm a huge Apple guy, right? I use an iPhone, but you can add your Google Calendar to the iPhone, and also on my desktop, laptop. It also syncs to my iPad. So when I need to call someone, it pops up. Okay. Another great tool is the Facebook friends list. Now, we talked about this in the follow-up module. I put everyone I meet on the Facebook into some type of list. So very easy to sort out. It also allows me to catch up with them. It's also power networking. If you don't know what I'm talking about, make sure you go back to the module about follow-up, especially the one that talk about Facebook, using Facebook friends for follow-up. And the last thing is Skype. Okay, Skype is great. If you're really a serious student of this business and want to get good at recruiting, record yourself. Okay, record yourself. Skype is awesome. First of all, I use it to dial phone numbers, not just for Skype to Skype. You can dial phone numbers. They have really cheap rates. You can get a monthly plan for like a couple of dollars. If you're building internationally, it's great long distance rates. That's what I use. Everyone international. And back in the day, I had to get these, phone cards. I don't know if you remember those things. You pay $20 and you get a phone card. You call, and then when it runs out, then you're kind of like, oh, the call drops. Then you gotta get another phone call to call people back. It was such a pain in the neck. I use Skype. Everything nowadays is really easy, really cool internationally, and the really awesome thing is a software called Call Recorder. On the Mac, it's called Call Recorder. You can record all your calls. All right, they're really good because when you listen to your calls, that is how you get better. You listen to, were you confident? Were you using good voice intonation? Were you talking too much? Were you talking too fast? Were you asking a question and before the prospect said something, you cut them in and start talking, right? That was something that I did all the time. And I did not even realize I was doing that until I listened to my recordings. I was like, oh my goodness, I can't believe it. I asked a question and before he asked it, I wasn't even listening. I started filling in for him. So Skype is another great tool. So those are the tools, okay? I keep them simple. The contact app on your phone, Google Spreadsheet, you have the Google Calendar, Facebook Friends List, and Skype. So go check those. If you haven't used those tools out, make sure you use them right away.